Today in the battle arena, well, we've got something a little different. Not like too different, just a little different. Instead of superheroes, we got animals going head to head. And it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, so I'm actually pretty excited about it. Keep you all on your toes a little bit. Keep you guessing. Actually, probably more importantly, keep me on my toes a little bit. Keep me guessing. Keep me entertained with doing this. Anyways, today we're looking at a grizzly bear taking on a silverback gorilla. Classic fight. But who's winning? Well, let's get into it. What's up, guys? I'm Daniel, and this is Danco. Thank you so much for watching the channel. Make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, the subscribe button, turn notifications, more videos like this one every week. Also, go follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all that. Link in the description down below. Also, sound off in the comments for any future videos that you love to see. Now let's get into the fight. So I don't know if I've actually ever even shared this, but the whole reason I started this channel in the first place, and I guess this is kind of like my origin story, is because in college, me and my buddies would sit around late nights in the dorm room and have these exact same discussions, have these exact same arguments. Like who would win? Hulk or Thor, Batman or Superman, Captain America or Iron Man, that sort of thing. The thing that this channel is built on. But that's not all we talked about in that dorm. No, we talked a little bit of sports, like Brady versus Manning, MJ versus Kobe, that sort of thing. We also talked about animals. Like my buddy was convinced that he could take on a bear with a knife. My buddy was an idiot. I think I personally max out at like a bobcat. Maybe if I'm really feeling myself, I feel like I'm on a really good day, I think I can max out like at a sickly old wolf. That's where I'm capping at. But in the spirit of those late night dorm chats, well, we got this video. So I want to start out talking about the gorilla. This big old boy, this sexy beast. Speaking of, and you might not remember this, but this is stuck firmly in my memory. Do you remember a few years ago when there was this gorilla, I think it was in Japan, and it was like the sexiest gorilla alive according to the internet, and all these girls were going to the zoo just to stare and fantasize over the gorilla. They called it a gilf, a gorilla I don't know why that has stuck with me over the years, but please somebody share in this burden with me. I don't want to remember this, but I can't forget it. like y'all remember Harambe, I remember this guy. Moving on, let's ignore that. Because if I think about it any longer, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be on Earth anymore if I got to think about the gilf any longer. Let's just talk about the gorilla. They're like one of the strongest mammals on Earth. And if you were ever going to fight like one animal hand-to-hand style, a silverback gorilla might be one of the worst animals you could possibly draw. I mean, for starters, they can weigh anywhere from 300 to 500 pounds. They're standing around 5'5", 5'9", something like that. So not super tall, but they do got a nice big old arm span of like 8 to 9 feet. They would kill at pickup basketball down to the Y. And to top it all off, they're able to lift 10 times their body weight. They can lift like 6 times stronger than a human could possibly ever max out at. And humans can do some pretty impressive stuff. Just to put that into perspective, one hit from a gorilla could break any bone in your body. It could shatter your skull into pieces. They're packing anywhere between 1,300 pounds of force to literally double that, 2,700 pounds of force with each hit. Like odds are, if you are hit by a gorilla, you're gonna die. And that doesn't just apply to humans, it applies to any animal out there. One hit and you're done. And that's not all. Nah, these big boys have a big bite too, a nasty bite. For starters, fangs. Big old fangs, like 2-inch fangs. And while they're usually just breaking up sticks and branches and plants and all that, these things are more than powerful enough to bite into and tear up any animal that crosses their path. Like, did you know, this is true, a gorilla actually has a stronger bite force than a lion? Yeah, Google it. A lion's bite force is around 650 psi. A gorilla's is clocking in somewhere around 1,300 psi. So that's the gorilla. Now about the grizzly bear. Well, again, these are big boys. These are big animals. And like the gorilla, easily one of the strongest animals on Earth. A grizzly can weigh up to 1,000 pounds. They can stand up to 10 feet. 10 feet tall. Maybe about 5 times as strong as a human. Well, we can't really measure their strength like in a deadlift or a bench press or something like that. We can see how they interact with their environment. And we've seen bears picking up and flipping over 700-pound storage containers like it's the easiest thing ever. Or just casually flipping over rocks that are same size in order to look for food underneath it. And this is all without aggravating the bear, without pissing it off. So really, if anything, it's like a conservative estimate of how strong they are. Because, I mean, you've heard the phrase mama bear, right? Where do you think that comes from? Because a bear protecting her cubs? A bear put in danger? A bear in a fight? Dude, that's a whole other story. That's like when Wolverine goes into his berserker rage, or Hulk gets stronger the angrier he gets. That's a grizzly bear. And man, these animals pack a punch. They just pack a wallop. They're not just going to kill you with one hit. They're not just going to kill me with one hit. They can crush a bull's skull with one hit. They can snap a wolf's spine with one hit. They can decapitate you, separate your head clean from your body with one little paw swipe. They can kill a moose, then after that, drag the 800-pound moose for like a casual mile. Not even break a sweat. They also got claws. Like while the gorilla has an opposable thumb, which is nice and all, a grizzly bear has 4-inch claws. Basically, big old knives attached to their paws. Might be a bit more effective, a bit more useful in a fight. Just a guess. And then, just like the gorilla, the grizzly has a big old bite too. They're actually pretty similar. Bears are snapping down on you with about 1,200 pounds of force. But there is a pretty big difference between the bear and the gorilla. A bear's bite is all designed around killing and eating other animals. So that bite's strong enough to snap bone, crush skulls. It can even snap a full-grown moose's spine with one bite. but not just that. They can crush bowling balls or break iron with their bite. Basically, I have no idea how Leo survived one of these things. And remember my buddy who thought he could take on one of these things with a knife? Yeah, it looks even more stupid when you lay it all out like that. It'd also be kind of stupid of me to try to argue that the gorilla could beat the grizzly here. I think the only argument you can try and make is you have to lean in on the gorilla being smarter and the gorilla having opposable thumbs. That's like it. Argue that the gorilla is going to start using weapons, throwing around rocks, hitting the bear trees and stuff like that. I just don't see that happening. I think that's like a Hollywood, a King Kong version of a gorilla, not the real animal. Because yeah, gorillas, other apes, they've been seen using tools. That's not uncommon. They've also been seen using weapons, but that's like very, very rare. More often than not, they're just fighting using hands, feet, and teeth. You know, like an animal. And compare that to the bear. It's like twice the size of the gorilla. It's got more brute strength. The gorilla might be more muscular, but the bear is still stronger. It's got big old teeth and big old claws. Also just got that predatory aggression. The gorilla will go down swinging. Maybe get some nice bites or some solid punches and on the way out. But it's going to end up mauled and dead like pretty much every other animal that crosses the grizzly bear's path. The grizzly bear wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. Did you like this video? I had a blast with these animals. I want to do more animal videos, so sound off down in the comments. Also be sure to like button, subscribe button, turn notifications, join the Fanco army, and I'll see y'all next time.